Now we're going to talk about demand. Demand in economics is not, oh, I want this, I need this. Now in econs, demand has a very specific definition to it. Demand in econs, we talk about it as being effective demand. Now demand is only effective if there are two conditions tied to it. Number one, you're willing to purchase the good. Number two, you have the ability to purchase the good. So in other words, your willingness to buy the good is backed by your purchasing power to buy the good. So meaning to say, if you want the good but you don't have actually the means to pay for it, that doesn't count as effective demand. Now next, let's look at two laws relating to demand. We start first with the law of demand. What is the law of demand? The law of demand states that there is a negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. What's the meaning of that? When price goes up, your quantity demanded will fall. That is a logical conclusion. Why? Because when things become more expensive, you are less willing to buy something. And if something becomes cheaper, you are more willing to buy it. That's the reason why price and quantity demanded, they have a negative relationship. Meaning when one goes up, the other one goes down. Now the demand curve is actually downward sloping in nature. Why is it downward sloping? Remember we said that there is a negative relationship between price and quantity demanded. That's the first reason why it's downward sloping. Another reason why it's downward sloping, we have to attribute it to the law of diminishing marginal utility. What is the meaning of law of diminishing marginal utility? I'm going to use my pizza example to explain to you. When you have your first slice of pizza, it always feels very oddly satisfying. And the second piece of pizza, you're going to feel that, well, not too bad, but it's nowhere going to be as near as satisfying as the first slice. And as you get onto the third slice, the fourth slice, the fifth slice, you find that each slice get oddly less satisfying. And that is actually the law of diminishing marginal utility at play here. And that's the reason why you're willing to pay less for each additional quantity of the same good. Now, as an economics student, you must pay attention to the difference between demand and quantity demanded, because there is a difference. Okay, and I'm going to teach you from this from an economics perspective. When we talk about demand, it is only changed by what we call non-price factors. And when we talk about quantity demanded, it changes because of price. Say for example, when the price goes up, your quantity demanded falls. We say that this is a price factor. And so price affects quantity demanded. I repeat, using another example, when price goes down, you expect quantity demanded to go up because more people are willing to buy a good at a lower price. So you find that when price goes down, quantity demanded will go up. And that is what we call a price factor. So price affects quantity demanded. So what affects demand? Now demand is affected by non-price factors. So what are non-price factors? I'd like to use 5 non-price factors to explain to you today. Taste and preferences, income levels of consumers, price of related goods, size of the market, and expectations of future prices and future incomes. Let's go with each and explain each to you. We start first with taste and preferences. An advertisement by Apple showing a new mobile phone that they're releasing, and they create this really exciting ad that makes you very psyched about their new iPhone model. Now that will change your taste and preferences. For example, I'm using a Google Pixel. If I see this ad and I'm convinced that this is a superior mobile phone from this ad, that would change my taste and preferences towards Apple iPhones, which will cause the demand for Apple iPhones to go up. And that would be an example of how taste and preferences can influence demand. Next, when income levels are going down, purchasing power will fall. So demand for most goods and services will fall as a result of the fall in incomes. And when we talk about price of related goods, we are looking at the price of 2 different goods. For example, here I have a laptop. We have 2 goods that are considered to be complements of a laptop. This is a Surface Pen, and this is a Logitech mouse. If the price of a Microsoft Surface Pro were to increase, we will find that demand for the Surface Pen will decrease. Why? Because if less people buy this laptop, less people will have the need to buy this Surface Pen. And this are why these 2 goods are complements for one another. The same goes for the mouse. If there are less people in general buying laptops, there will be less people buying mouse. So the demand for mouse will go down when prices of laptops go up. Alright, and so this is how prices of related goods can affect the demand of a good. If we look at Singapore, we are facing an aging population. Since we are facing an aging population, the number of elderly people are going to go up. They're going to go up over time. And that is where the demand for elder care facilities will go up over time. Now that is where we say that the size of the entire market demanding for elder care facilities will go up and causing the demand to go up. And expectations of future prices and future incomes. If people expect the price of a good to increase in the future, for example, if people expect prices of oil to go up in the future, they will demand for more oil now. That is how the expectation of future prices can affect demand for a good.